5 coaches for the Dallas Cowboys in 2025. And it's a combination of guys you think could be candidates versus guys you'd like to see. So to kind of, make it fun for us, but yet also keep it realistic as well. All right? Because I know you were questioning the list of who you want versus who's likely. And, for instance, I'll just go ahead and spoiler alert, I left Ben Johnson off my list. Because Ben Johnson, it'd be great if Ben Johnson became the head coach for your Dallas Cowboys. All right? Also be great if they put curtains up. Doesn't look like that's going to happen. You know where the sun's at. Number 5, Bill Belichick.
He's on my list, but he's not at 5.
Bill Belichick's number 5. The reason I've got Bill at number 5 is while it would be cool to cover the Cowboys with Bill Belichick, and it would be fascinating to watch that dynamic between Bill and Jerry Jones and to see how that whole thing would play out, I just feel like this is too, as we just said, too jacked up of a personnel grouping for this thing to be, because he's got 2, maybe 3 years left. And this team is not a Super Bowl contender in 2-3 years. And we've seen, although he would have a quarterback, and he's won with less than mobile quarterbacks before, but let's all pretend, and we all know Dak Prescott is not TB12.
Yeah, he's not. Speaking of TB12, speaking of great tight ends, speaking of great quarterback-tight end combination, I thought of one historic tight end for your Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah.
That is a coach at Liberty Christian, has won multiple state championships. At my number 5, not who Blake wants, but I think is quietly becoming likely and just feels like a Jerry Jones hire. This is what's our boy from?
This is your Dan Campbell?
This is our Dan Campbell. I'm about to say Dan Quinn. Jason Witten.
Wow.
Comes in at number 5.
Jerry Jones would totally hire a high school coach to coach his NFL team.
Hey, guys, he knows the program.
He knows ball.
He knows ball. He's going to teach us grit and grind. And this is a winner.
And he knows when the sun goes up and he knows when the sun goes down.
So my number 5, which I don't, this is not Blake's want-to list, but this is the one thing on here. The rest are Blake's want-tos.
Yeah.
This is the one that I think is likely. At number 5, Jason Witten.
Although I do have one that's, I think, could be a very Jerry Jones special. All right, you're number 5.
Samuel L. Jackson as Coach Carter.
Let's go, Lubinsky. And he said it's so serious, and I was trying to think, is that
really
a coach?
Did. I just went ahead and decided that you did. You took, you're serious. Yeah, he's got the favor. All right, what's your number 4?
Is he also fictional?
Yes, he is. The defensive coordinator from Waterboy.
Just have the defense run sprints.
Ross just wanted to play that clip.
Are you not motivated already?
I love the fact that you've got audio for your top 5. You have more than vindicated yourself for previous top 5 with audio for your choices. I love it. All right, number 4 for you is?
This is my mix-up of the one. My 4 and 3 are ones that have not been getting thrown out.
Right.
Offensive coordinator, quarterback guru, once a one-dimensional offense, now a two-dimensional offense, AFC powerhouse, Ravens OC Todd Monken.
Ooh.
A name that has not been thrown out a lot.
Nobody's thrown it out.
But I think this would be a excellent hire.
Now,
the Dallas Cowboys, an offensive-minded coach.
Now,
how much money is he making? Is that what you're going to ask? Fred does not care.
Money's no object. Money's no object.
We don't even got money for curtains, Fred. You're trying to.
Oh, they've got money for curtains. Has he been a head coach before?
That's what I have you and Ross here for.
Southern Miss, 2013 to 2015. Here we go. From Southern Miss to the Dallas Cowboys. Give me some of that Todd Monken. That is the most Jerry Jones hire ever. I will buy you dinner at a steakhouse if Todd Monken becomes the next head coach of the Dallas Cowboys, because that might be the most Jerry Jones choice. Because you know he's going to come on the cheap. What do we think? What do you think Todd Monken's go for? 3-4 mil?
Probably.
Easy.
He'll take the bargain.
Oh, he'd take it in a heartbeat. There's only 32 of these jobs available.
Yeah.
Okay. And of course, he's going to take all the bleep that goes with this job.
Yep.
What? We've got 5 picks and you've given away 4 of them for Jonathan Mingo? We can make this work.
And he's dealt with quarterback discourse with Lamar. Remember, they didn't want to pay him. They did the whole holdout sort of situation. So it's not like he's.
Well, but the difference was, though, he knew he was going to have him back, though.
Yeah. Someone could have matched, but nobody wanted Lamar.
Nobody wanted Lamar, and we see how that's.
He's won MVPs.
I was going to say now he's well on his way to his third MVP. I hope Todd's got a playbook for a quarterback that doesn't run. Yeah, those 2 pages in the back of your playbook that Lamar doesn't use. Okay, here we go. Here we go. I got 8 plays here.
They're all the Mingo.
I've got 4 drawn up for Mingo, 3 for CD, all right, and one that's a end-around halfback pass. All right, number 4 for me. This is my Mike McCarthy special right here. Because remember, Mike was out of the league a year.
Correct.
Okay, so this wasn't even like a guy that was still in the league when they decided to hire him. You know, hey, come stay the night. I'm not going to let you leave, and I'm going to let you be my head coach. Eric Bieniemy.
I think this is your best one of the list. You talked about this pre-show. I think this is the best one.
You and I discussed this pre-show. He's out of the NFL. He's special assisting Deshaun Foster over in UCLA. I was going to say, and if you knew that, raise your hand. So, but Eric, hey, look, we know one thing about Eric Bieniemy. He knows he's no nonsense, number one. Former player. Chiefs offense hasn't been the same since he left. And he's just a great offensive coordinator. Now, that being said, is he a little rough around the edges as a head coach? The knock on him was, and this was a, and I heard this from a very reliable source. So when he was getting all that run a couple years ago about why is this guy not being a head coach, everybody thought the NFL was racist. It may be, it may not be. But when it comes to Eric Bieniemy, eating during a Zoom interview.
That's fair. Who cares?
Okay.
We're grown.
So
as long as you're not smacking.
What?
As long as you're not smacking in the Zoom, who cares if you're eating?
Oh, you're a billionaire, and I'm interviewing you.
During the interview of head coaching.
While my man was during the Texans job interview, my man was munching during the Zoom.
I think it's fair, depending on what he's eating.
Yeah, is he eating peanuts? Is
really?
He throwing some peanuts in the mouth, or is he eating a chili cheese
you're okay
steak?
with your head coach?
It depends what he's eating. Is he eating a snack?
Doesn't. No. What?
Is he throwing peanuts in his mouth or sunflower seeds, or is he eating a chili cheese sandwich?
Okay, so you're okay to snack during a job to run my football team.
Depends how good of a coach you are.
How many CEOs do you guys know of that eat during interviews? Because that's essentially what you are when you're a head coach. You're the CEO. So you guys are okay with your CEO.
Well, I mean, if he's a boss.
My offensive philosophies, for fictional. Number 3 was actually the legit U.S. hockey coach.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And I thought, I could say the actual name of the guy, but I think it's so much better to just say Kurt Russell in Miracle.
Kurt Russell is the head coach.
Not even like the real guy, just Kurt Russell playing a head coach.
My number 2, we've already detailed what this guy's about. He's old, but it's Bill Belichick.
Yeah, I love it. All right, my last 2, not a huge surprise. Well, I mean, one won't be a surprise. Number 2, Aaron Glenn.
Okay, that's a little bit of surprise.
Aaron Glenn, look, he's a defensive guy. He will change the culture for sure. You just wonder, all right, who's going to be your offensive coordinator? And that's what you're going to be kind of hamstrung with, pun intended, when you're dealing with Dak Prescott. And my last one, number 1, and I would love to see it because I think it would be, if you think the Cowboys are must watch, must talk about every day as it is, make Deion Sanders your head coach.
That's my number 1 as well.
Make Deion.
And he's a winner.
He's a winner.
So you can say all you want. He's a winner right now. Go look at the Big 12 conference. Go look at where this team was 2 years ago, 1-11, getting blown out by 30 every game.
It would be chaotic if he was the head coach.
I think it's a Jerry hire.
I love it.
I think it actually could happen. I think it has some legs to it. And I personally think it'd be a great choice.
Well, now, your boy Clarence Hill is saying that Deion said that he doesn't want to coach the NFL.
He said that plenty of times. Deion has said, I don't want to coach the NFL. I want to stay in college. I love Colorado. I love my boys. But once his boys leave,
I was going to say
that tune might change. Now, this is not from Deion. This is just me assuming.
I'm with you.
I'm
100%.
hoping that tune changes because I do think he is a good coach outside of all the outside noise and all that.
Not to mention
Deion, leader of men, too.
Well, here's the other thing, too. Deion is a smart guy.
He commands respect.
Okay.
Trayvon Diggs going to talk back to him? Micah going to talk back to him, one of the greatest players to ever play the sport?
No. And Deion's been there. And if anybody, and I'll say this, and this is the one thing that Rex Ryan, and whether people want to discredit him or not, and look, we know he's a hot take machine and a clickbait, and I get all that, but the one thing he did say that made a lot of sense, Dan Campbell being a former player, D'Amico Ryans being a former player, you need to understand everything that this franchise stands for and everything that it entails and all the chaos, good, bad, and indifferent that comes with it, nobody better to handle that than Deion Sanders. Because he gets it.
I agree.
He's been there on both sides of it. You and I are both in cahoots on this. Last one.
This is what I would like to see the most, but I also view it as being incredibly unrealistic. Mike Tomlin. I think you need someone kind of like what you were talking about with Kirby
We're
Smart.
going back to 9-8.
Your list is off the chain.
I mean, if there's one thing you can count on, it's me just being...
No, it will. You're right.
But I did also throw in offensive coordinator and defensive coordinator. Offensive coordinator from Arizona. I don't know how you pronounce his last name. Drew Petzing.
Okay.
And then Tomlin brings his defensive coordinator, Terrell Austin, from Pittsburgh.
Okay. All right. I like what you did there. So he not only did he give us number one, but he gave us who the coordinators might be as well. I like where your head's at, Ross Sabinski.